So we should be recording. Whenever you guys are ready, Coach Fatoni's on. So.
Grant, poor starts have kind of been a problem this year, but you guys got on the board first, but it didn't, the result wasn't what you wanted. I mean, overall assessment, what do you think?
I would say for both nights, when you get 65 shots on net and you only score one goal, the hard thing is in a game, the first period I thought we played great. Shots are 14-4, and we've talked about continuing to block shots and trying to eliminate as many of the net that we can. So we block a shot, it goes into our player's gear and pops out, and boom, it's 1-1. And that's the hard thing in hockey when even though you're winning the turf war, you got to put some points on the board, and we couldn't do that tonight. And then had some really good looks, and just couldn't find a way to extend it. And then their second one, we go out to block a puck and it goes off our skate in the air and in the net. So that's just you got to find a way to get through it. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. But it's frustrating when you play well, and even Ryan, going back to I would say the last 5 games, with the exception of the third period on Saturday in Bowling Green, and again, I hope that, because of my candid answers over the past 4 years, you understand this isn't coach speak. Because when I'm upset, I let you know. It sounds crazy, but we're playing good hockey, and the worm's got to turn. We got to start generating some offense, to help us do that. But it's just that it's tough when you can't get to 2.
You mentioned during the start here, with you're trying to get players to feel comfortable being uncomfortable. Do you feel that kind of helped during the first period there?
Yeah, I think it's helped the last 5 games.
You were talking about, guys needing to score. Are you going to get any scores back? You think Lochran might be back soon? You think some support might be coming, or not so much?
Yeah, we're not sure. Possibly get Sorensen back, possibly get Griff back. But you still got enough in the room that we should be able to generate a little bit more. And that the hard thing is when you almost have to pay the piper a little bit when a couple of weeks ago we were talking about defending and keeping it to 2 and playing hard. You only have say it's a 2-hour window in practice, and that'd be a long practice, but we were probably close to that. You spend 2 hours getting the guys to be able to defend and play like this and play hard. You probably neglect the offensive side of the puck. And I mentioned to him tonight after the game, the baseline's there now. Now we got to work on generating offense, but we can't lose that baseline that we built.
No one, he looked solid, the other night. How do you think he did tonight? Looked like he made some key saves. Do you think he played okay, or what do you think?
Yeah, I do. I thought he played very good last night.
You got Ferris coming to town this weekend. What do you think needs to happen there to kind of get back on track and get back in the win column?
Well, we got to continue to play the way we're playing. I'm just, part of me is disappointed that in the 2 games, I don't think there was any variance between the way both teams played. You know, it's disappointing when the penalties were, they had 21 minutes in the power play and we had 6. That's disappointing. I mean, we had one last night with 40 seconds left, 2 nights ago with 40 seconds left. You know, that kind of falls in the category of we're just not really getting any, you know, any breaks, and you got to make your own breaks. You know, but right now I think there's such a slim margin for error for us that, you know, we need every player pulling the exact same way, and to even like, you know, on small things like hitting the net, you know, small things like demanding the puck, calling for the puck. You know, it's elementary, it's fundamentals, but, you know, we're in a position that, you know, and again, like fortunately for us, the way the schedule has worked out, these have not been conference games. You still obviously play to win the game, but, you know, there's an old line, you can't, you know, and the line is you can't win the league early in the year, but you can lose it. You know, for us, it's probably, you can't lose, it'd be home ice. You know, we probably, you know, if these were regular season conference games, you probably ought to be out of contention for home ice. You know, for us, the fortunate part is, you know, we've only played 2 conference games, and we played the team that's historically been the best in the league. And, you know, they might win, you know, both games from a lot of people. So, you know, we have a chance to kind of start the slate clean, which we thought we were going to do this weekend in Huntsville. And that was kind of our mantra. Obviously things change and stuff happens, and, you know, you have to adjust. You know, now, you know, hopefully this weekend, you know, we get the games in, and, you know, we get a chance to put some league standings, league points on the board.
How's the locker room? I mean, obviously frustrated with the, you know, the losing streak, but do you feel like the energy is still there? Do you feel, you know,
You know, that's a good question, Ryan. I after the game, I knew how I felt about them, and I asked them a question. I said, you know, do you think that, you know, we're trying? Do you think that as coaching staff, we're making it enjoyable? Do you think as a coaching staff, you know, we're doing the things required, you know, to get us out of it? And the answer was yes. And I told them, I said, guys, I know every one of you cares. I know that, you know, because you practice hard, you play hard, you do the right things. You know, we don't have any issues where, you know, coaches are pointing at players or players are pointing at coaches. You know, and typically in one of these stretches, that is an issue. You know, for us, fortunately, we don't have that, so it gives you a chance to keep working together and you know, keep trying to make strides.
Any more questions for Coach?
I've got one, Kathleen. Catherine, Coach, that goal at the end of the first period, you dominate the first period and you give up a goal late. How deflating was it? Was it deflating to you guys? And what was your sense on the bench because you had dominated that first period? Yeah,
good observation, Tim. I think the hardest part about that goal was, you know, we had the tennis balls out this week in practice to work on blocking shots, and you know, we blocked the shot, it gets stuck in our gear, and it's boom in our net, you know, and that's kind of been, you know, the story of it. I don't think that one affected us that negatively. I thought their second one, you know, probably hurt us more, you know, when it goes in the air and nobody even knows where it is and it ends up in your net. You know, those are the things that are hard when, you know, you see from our bench, you see multiple scoring chances and pipes and saves and, you know, just get to a point where we just can't execute and get it over the goal line. And then it's, you know, boom, boom, you know, kind of in your net over something that, you know, you can live with, you know, somebody making a great play. You can live with, maybe not live with, you can understand if you turn it over or if you lose an assignment, or there's a reason that, you know, that goal went in. You know, those two, you know, it's kind of been, you know, a little bit how it's been for us. You know, and I'm not saying it for anybody I just said to the guys, nobody's going to feel sorry for us. But that's kind of how it's been. So, you know, that second one probably affected us more, Tim, than the first one. I thought we were able to survive that first one.
Any more
Feel just
questions?
5 games that there was a lot of confidence going through the whole game, and also on the bench.
I lost you there, Doug. What'd you say?
When you answered those questions, you said, you know, throughout the 5 games, do you feel that there's a lot of confidence boosted throughout that?
I do feel like going into games, players, yeah, they prepare and they go in expecting to win. And that kind of goes back to my comment about, like, everybody's still pulling the same direction, you know, and do we need something good to happen? 100%. You know, it just, you got to earn it. And unfortunately, I think we've, again, you know, like I say, you guys know me. If I wasn't happy and you'd know it, we've played, like, with the exception of one period, played well enough to win all those games. And tonight, especially in the first period, like 14-4, you're dominating the game, you got a lead. And, you know, boom, all of a sudden that weird goal happens, and then boom, another weird one. And, you know, that's where I'm saying we got to finish a game. You know, it'd be nice to get a little puck luck too.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.